Andre Guerra. Ever since man invented the automobile 100 years ago, we've been enamored with the idea of traveling the open road and enjoying the freedom that it provides. But this has come at a price. Slowly we are draining the Earth's resources of fossil fuel reserves, and has had a direct influence of polluting our air and environment. We have become more and more reliant on oil to fuel our vehicles. Since the start of the new millennium, hybrid gas or electric vehicles have started infiltrating the American automobile market. My presentation will show how hybrid electric car sales have steadily increased, despite early and continued limitations, as well provide Americans with a cleaner solution for the environment and reduce our reliance on oil. Forbes in 2009, in an article, mentions a certain U.S. government intervention to enact a requirement that by the year 2016, vehicles need to achieve a gas rating of 35.5 miles per gallon. This was in hopes to entice buyers to purchase or at least entertain the option of looking towards hybrid and electric vehicles. Forbes didn't like this idea. These vehicles, he wrote, tended to be small and less safe for the consumer. Costs for hybrids were higher, even with subsidies offered by the government. The subsidies served negatively and had a reverse effect for new car purchases. Most owners tended to keep the present automobiles for a longer period of time, thus negating any benefit hybrids and electrics would have in decreasing CO2 emissions and our reliance on oil. You may also mention that the U.S. government is the #1 buyer of hybrid gas vehicles in the United States. Bednar in 2011 talks about the regionalization of hybrid electrics, since most vehicles tended to be found in states such as California, Massachusetts, have not really reached mainstream America. Manis in 2013 talks about the practicality of owning an electric vehicle, with short charge range distances of under 50 miles. Multiple sites for plug-ins versus gassing up did not serve as a practical measure, thus deflating consumer interest. But Kelso here had a different picture. I created this graph to basically show how since 2002 to 2012 there's been a steady increase of car sales, almost 8 times from year 2002 to 2012. Now these are also estimated numbers as well, but clearly you can see through this graph that there's a steady increase of car sales for hybrids and electrics, thus meaning that there is some interest out there. Mr. Lentz gave a speech back in 2010 in San Francisco mentioning that almost, if not all, automakers in North America have joined in and have a fleet of their own hybrid gas electric engines in their showrooms. Even exotic car automakers such as Porsche, Ferrari, and Lamborghini have joined in to produce or start their own line of hybrid electric vehicles. Mr. Lentz continues on that new technologies such as a hydrogen fuel cell will propel further advances in these types of vehicles. So returning to my original point or thesis, hybrid electrics are slowly gathering momentum in the car sales market in the United States. They present a viable option to U.S. consumers to help decrease our reliance on fossil fuel and helping the environment. Lentz believes that this can be achieved with a stronger public and private cooperative effort, a slow infiltration into many U.S. markets, a better product line of electric vehicles. Research and development will all help in both decreasing oil demand and decreasing CO2 emissions in our environment. But the real question is, can the momentum continue and for how long? In time it will. With the consistent numbers shown, even Bednar wrote that there will be up to 65 hybrid electric types of vehicles in many showrooms by the year 2015. America needs a change in ideology when it pertains to our automobiles. We need to make a conscious change to help decrease our reliance on oil and fossil fuel and think beyond the box. Decreasing emissions should be of utmost importance in ensuring a cleaner environment for generations to come. Questions?
Should government continue to subsidize car sales?
Question was, should government continue to subsidize car sales? I think the government should no longer continue to subsidize hybrid electrics. The reason I feel this way is because the subsidy drives the cost of the vehicle. Automakers in general kind of like the idea of a subsidy, but that really negatively affects and really drives up the cost for the purpose of profit. I think that once all the producers will have their own hybrid line, basically removing the subsidy won't affect sales because there'll be mass production and an increased demand. Thank you.